We're Sets Fire, and we came from Newark, Delaware, and we came up here, and I guess we're going to play music, because that's about what we do, I guess. And alrighty then. Alrighty. Let's rock the guy, yeah. This is another anthem, guided by your breath, and you can take your soul to hell. You're the one who will go with the one. What I got is a really good defense. The guy will die at the time. The days of the victim, and the revolution. The time will save the nation. And the back of the violence was struggle with the president of Biden. But the official of the medical vessel, the violence is not with the racial. You'll murder streak of that kind. You murder streak of that kind. You'll murder Rico. That's God! We are born to free blood. We are back to the jungle. To the back to the one. I'm not something I'm tired. Will die with you, like all those before you, killing awful masses that you came to liberate. Your anthem will die with you, like all those before you, killing awful masses. Back in square one, and it's rising on your face down. Good one. Run!
Jesus Christ. Whatever. Real quick before I go on with this, because if I don't think of it now, I won't say it. We have stuff for sale over there, so if you like it, have it, whatever. But anyway, back to the stuff I really want to talk about instead of that. This next song, it's called... Let me catch my breath. Thank you. Okay. This next song is called In the Wilderness, No One Can Hear You Scream. When written, I guess you're not getting out of this without an explanation. So, you've seen this before, you know I talk too goddamn much. I guess when written, there's so many things that, being involved in the hardcore scene and stuff like that, there's a lot of things that, or I guess when you come into it, you think it's like this very productive thing, this thing that, that's going to move people to get excited about things and go out and do stuff. And a lot of times, you just get sort of laughed at and told that, you know, you're talking too much, you're yelling too much, you're doing whatever too much, and people get sort of jaded and bored with the same shit all the time. It's very important to, no matter what everybody else is doing, what everybody else is saying, what the fuck they're doing over there, whatever, to get involved and to start, like, take the initiative just to do it yourself, because I've learned within our own scene in Newark, if you don't do something yourself and you don't get it started, it's not going to fucking happen. And a lot of times, we set our goals way too high, and we're just like, okay, tomorrow, the government comes down, that's it. And it doesn't happen, we give up, and that's it. It's very important to start where we know we can succeed and build our way up and get something done instead of just sitting around bitching and moaning about how this isn't happening, this is happening, and nobody cares about me, nobody cares. Yeah, so what? Stop whining, stop thinking that no one cares and all this stuff, and just get it done. It's not really that big of a deal.
Get it done. Get a gun.
Get a gun. You know, go out and shoot people. No. Okay, nobody take that one seriously, okay.
I totally
Mr. Security Guard, that was a joke. I don't even know that Unabomber. This is in the wilderness, no one can hear you scream. Mercy, mercy, mercy. a side note from what I had said before, something I was thinking about, it's also important for us to try to not only do it ourselves, but also inspire others to do it and come up with creative ways of getting people excited about doing it. Because too often we worry too much about how we, like, okay, here's our little movement, here's our little thing that we're doing, and people are just going to come here and they're going to go out and do shit. And it's not going to happen. Because people who are hungry, people who are without homes, without clothes, they could give two shits about punk rock music or hardcore music. It really doesn't matter shit to them. They're out there, we're in here being comfortable and, you know, whatever. And while they're out there starving, and we're not doing anything except patting each other on the back for being so goddamn liberal. Thank you. That'd be me, Master Liberal, right? One of the things that I found, and something that's bothered me a lot, and I don't even think I realized this until I read it somewhere, but one of the things that I think a lot of people within the hardcore movement and punk and whatever have grown very jaded with a lot of issues. Like, you can talk about rape and sexual assault, and everybody just sort of stands around and like, yeah, it happens. All right, sure. You know, the point is that a woman is raped every 6 fucking minutes. Say we had a show, and we had a bell, and every 6 minutes this bell would go off. Then you have to realize how often this fucking happens. And I don't think any of us really realize how often this happens. Every 6 minutes. Think about that. At a show, a bell ringing every 6 minutes. And every time that happens, someone's getting raped. I think it's very important that we start stepping on more toes and causing more of a ruckus and saying things and doing things that are going to offend and that are going to make people have to think about things. They can't get away from it. They can't just shut it out and pretend like it doesn't happen anywhere. It's also very important that we take what we have here and take it the fuck outside instead of keeping it in here where it doesn't do anything except for inflate our already overinflated egos. There's a time to break away from the peacock party and just showing off our feathers and showing how cool we are and actually getting out there in the streets and doing something about it. Because they're not going to come to us and they shouldn't have to come to us. We should be out there doing something if that's sincerely what we want to do. If it's not sincerely what we want to do, that's fine. We can just listen to music and hang out. But if we're talking the shit, we should go out there and do something about it. Now this next song is called In Hope. And it's about my son. He's 3 years old. His name is Simon. And it's really hard sometimes thinking about what kind of shit he's going to have to go through, what kind of pain and whatnot that being a human being you just have to go through in life. Also, Josh has a 4-year-old son named Jonah, and we both go through the same struggles every day, I'm sure, trying to figure out, you know, how to protect, how not to protect too much. It's hard to explain since I guess it's just something you know as a parent, but anyway, this is for them, and it's called In Hope. In hope, this green light you will be free from all of their poison. And in hope, I grind my knees and see the blood, praying that I never have to feel this way. That I have felt your face is red and the rest of the pain in my face.
but I am beaten just the same by this subtle game. As we break away to ashes, I fall my knees to the sky. For we walk through the sun, we say that I will be. Making out in my head all the songs I've been sung into my own imagination. And hope. And hope. And hope. I can't.
This next song is a new song, and it's called The Abominations of Those Virtuous, and I just need the first couple of lyrics because I suck. The whole issue behind this song, I was noticing in my own life and in other people's lives that I know, we do a whole lot of talking but not a whole lot of listening, and we try and talk over each other because that's how we win an argument. That's how we get our way across, because we get to yell over the other person, and as soon as they give in, yay, we win. And it doesn't matter what's the actual right way, because there's no compromise, there's no thinking about it, there's no trying to decide what really is right. It's just, I want my way, I want to be right. And in that way, all we're going to cause is division, and we're not going to get out there and do anything. Because we're just going to be sitting around arguing and trying to be louder than the next person and be the authority figure over the next person. And it all comes down to, we need to lay aside, I mean, why did we get into like punk and hardcore and stuff? Because we were sick of the authority figures. We were sick of all the bullshit. And now is not the time to start doing that over other people and trying to be the authority figure over other people. And it's time to just open the ears for one fucking second to let somebody talk and to let somebody think without having to talk over them or pretend like, no, I've got the answer. And that's all this song is really about, just open conversation and open talk and conversation, because without it, we're dead. We rely on subtle points and stabs at biting humor to reveal our tired roles of daylight domination. Get out.
feeling it strong when I'm just kneeling down. Cold iron, ice and snow. Angry eyes from the audience. You found me class ranking station. You went to listen with masturbation. You got friends so intoxicated. We're gonna burn them out moving the station. And I've had enough of your bullshit. Every time your mouth opens up the shit. Wait, everything turns right. Rolling lines. Rolling lines. What I know is the mouth of the white boy. There's nothing coming out when I so sick for all down. I'm on the view. I'm never sick of your bullshit reaction. I'm never sick of your bullshit reaction. I'm never sick of your bullshit reaction. Why don't you shut the fuck up? Close that is right. And you're so angry, what makes you so right? And you're so angry, what makes you so right? You cut my tongue out. You cut my tongue out and lie.
The next song, I'll talk about something completely unrelated.
Your back problems?
My back problems. It hurts. I take Dones. It worked. No, I about a year ago, I don't know, maybe a year and a half ago or so, we put out a record on Conquer the World Records. Yeah. Fuck him.
Our friend.
And he seemed to be our friend at that point. Anyway, after he put out the record, his participation in the production of it and talking to us, he really decreased to the point where we didn't see him for 6 months. Just disappeared. Kids were writing us all the time. I sent him money, I didn't get a record. We were giving out records for free for that. It was a bad scene. Anyway, because of that, we took our half of that record, and some friends of ours from State College, PA, decided to put it out for us. And we decided to stop doing it with Mike. Anyway, we made it very clear to Mike that, we don't want you to do the record anymore. We don't think that, you represent the kind of things that we want to be associated with. You're ripping people off, you're, not dependable. And frankly, he was just doing a really shitty job, and he was doing a lot of things that just, personally as a band, we don't want to have anything to do with. So, anyway, Mike has continued to press the record, and, in true big business fashion, since we don't have the, financial resources or other resources to go after him legally, there's not a hell of a lot we can do with it. But, I guess I want to make people aware of that if they're out record shopping and you come upon this record, break it!
It's always money grubbing, too.
Yeah, well, sure he did.
Sure he did.
I hate him. Yeah, he says we owe him like thousands of dollars. We owe him $400, and we're happy to, you can actually tell him this, we're happy to give it to him if he'll just return back to us our property and stop pressing the record. More than happy to, but the fact is he's still making money off of us. He tells everybody that we're full of shit and we don't stand for anything that we talk about, yet he seems to want to put out a record, and you can make that deduction yourself. The only motivation there could be financial. He doesn't believe in us. He doesn't believe in what we're talking about. But he still wants to put out a record because he knows he can make fucking money off of it. And I think it's important that within the hardcore punk community, we don't support big business tactics like that, and we don't support people who rip kids off. If anybody else has any good Mike Warden stories, we can talk about it because we hate him.
By the way, that's also just the record, not the CD.
Oh yeah, just the record. There's a, yeah, don't break the CDs because they're put out by a really nice guy. Unless you want to. I mean, if you want to.
Violent rage, you don't want to, you know.
Hi, Mandy.
Hey! Mandy,
So anyway,
you made it.
we're done. Or not we're done, but I'm done talking.
Before we go on,
Thank you.
Mandy. That's Mandy up there. She rules. Okay, anyway. And she's thoroughly embarrassed because I'm pointing her out. Anyway, this next song is called Cringe. And since I already spoke of what I had spoke of before, another thing that we tend to let go way too much is we think that things don't exist here. Like there's a, and I've done it before too, I've grown really lax in a lot of areas because I think, you know, well, why write a song about racism because it doesn't go on here? I mean, obviously no one's racist here because we're not racist, because we're liberal and liberals aren't racist. And the thing is that racism, homophobia, sexism, and things of that nature still reside here in what we're doing right here. And it's bullshit because we like, I guess it's one of those things where we denounce it publicly, but privately we just dismiss it. And we just let it go, and we just pretend like, oh, yeah, we're all cool, we're all privileged and well-fed here, so it's okay. Most of us that are here tonight did not have to scrounge for food, did not have to do anything way too hard to get here. Obviously, we're here, so we had to pay some kind of money to get in. And a lot of times we tend to not think about either those less fortunate or issues that really need to be stood on, because if we just keep denying that it's going on, it's going to get worse. And we're going to allow people to continue with the same racist attitudes, homophobic attitudes, sexist attitudes. And just on a note, I really don't care who has a different opinion on this issue. If anybody wants to talk about it later, that'd be cool. But one thing that really set it in my mind that there's a problem is when people at a fest in Columbus can get up and tell their rape story and tell how hurtful it was to them in front of tons of people and feel comfortable in an area, and another person can get up on the fucking stage and tell them to take it the fuck outside. How many times do you think these people have heard this? How many times do you think people who have been raped and sexually assaulted have been told, not now, maybe later? And as far as I'm concerned, I don't care who didn't get to play, who spent whatever money. That is way more fucking important. And it's about time we start standing up for these fucking things instead of pretending like it doesn't fucking happen. This song is called Cringe.
email from some kids that were, or actually from a kid who was at our show that we recently played in Long Island. My voice is too gone to do that. Long Island! I love Long Island. Hells yeah. But anyway, we got an email, well not email, but mail from this kid. And he confronted us and stuff, which is cool because it's shitty when you just talk shit on somebody when you don't confront them with it. But so he confronted us, but what he was calling us on was the fact that I guess we called him and his boys, is that the term? His boys out at a show. Whoa! Yeah. Hells yeah. We called him and his boys out at a show where we were playing because their form of dancing involved kicking and punching and you've seen it before. And it's cool to play around like that 'cause it's really funny looking and it's good that you can do that and not take yourself seriously. But when you're doing it seriously and like kicking people and shit like that, that's bullshit. I mean, come on, think about it. I mean, something that's not good enough, something that can't be done by all, but can only be enjoyed by, one or two people at a time. And that's just ridiculous. It separates people, and frankly, if people get hurt from your dancing, I mean, I hardly think it's worth it. And it's certainly not something that we want to see happening while we're playing. And the question came up as to, but we were there supporting you and listening to your music and rocking out to you guys and blah, blah, blah. Well, if you want to come to a Boy Sets Fire show and kick people and hit people, you shouldn't come to a fucking Boy Sets Fire show. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Or any show for that matter.
Yeah, or any shows. You don't belong in the scene, you don't belong in hardcore, and frankly, you should probably get some counseling. You probably have some deep-seated inner feelings that you need to get out. And that's cool, and it's important to, throw yourself on the ground and scream and throw your body in these different directions and blah, blah, blah. And unfortunately, Supreme Court Justice said this, but it's a really good quote, that my right to swing my fist ends where your nose begins. And, for us up here, I can hit Nathan, it's okay, because I'm his buddy, but,
How about it?
he likes me. But seriously, it's just not something that should go on at shows. I thought that we're trying to create an open, a caring, a communicating community, and instead of doing that, what we're doing is just beating each other up and making each other afraid to come up to the front because you're going to get a beat down.
Oh yeah, beat down.
So I guess something to feed on and something to think about when you see that going on at shows. I think we all need to do this together to try to do something to curb that attitude, curb the mentality that generates that. And I don't know. I think it's just really fun to make fun of them. Then they get all self-conscious and they leave. And that's what we all wanted to begin with. So that's cool. They can go back to the frat house, back to the football game. That's cool. We're going to sit here and smash the stage. Fuck off. So the song is called Resection. And I bet Nathan wants to talk about it.
I don't know why.
Actually, I don't know why. No, before actually, also, just so everybody knows, it's very important to realize that when someone talks and you clap, or when, I put this on myself too, when I'm talking, that's sort of an agreement that says, I'm going to do this. So unless I shouldn't be saying things unless I really mean it and I'm going to go do it, and people shouldn't be agreeing with it out loud unless they really mean it and they're going to do it. This next song, anyway, that, by the way, that was on myself too. That wasn't like, preach, you guys aren't doing enough. No, it's me too, and all of us here. Except for Daryl, because he's perfect. He does it all.
He does enough.
He does enough.
I think he does enough.
Nobody wants any more. Anyway, this next song is called Resection. A funny story about this song. Well, nothing funny about it. It seems like I just keep walking into these problems like it's my job. But I went through 3 years of marriage. And
It's your job, you do it worse.
yeah, really. I went through 3 years of marriage, and that fell apart, and I was dumped in that situation. And that's where this song stemmed from. The funny thing being that right after that, I got into another relationship for 2 years, and there was speak of marriage and whatnot, and I have a kid and all that stuff already, and kids and stuff, and just got dumped recently. So the song just keeps like meaning more and more to me as it goes, and I wish it would stop. It's like, it sort of sucks. It's not like this cool thing. Like, it's like, yeah, it means more to me now. That sucks. I don't like it. But important to know that everybody should have a release like this. No matter whether it be any form of art or anything, have a release inside you that says, that's able to get it out. Like any kind of like emotional hurt is able to be filtered out in a healthy and productive manner instead of like turning into a macho asshole. So the song is called Resection, and it goes like this.